Hello everyone, this is Danny from creatingawebstore.com, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to set up a Facebook store. In reality, this is actually a Facebook app that we're setting up, or we can use the same method to set up a Facebook tab. With a Facebook tab, you can attach it to your Facebook page. So if you have a Facebook page for your business, you can attach that tab to that Facebook page, and then when your fans, visitors visit that page, if they click on that tab, they can view your Facebook store from there. Now, there are services out there that offer Facebook stores, and you can pay a monthly fee for them, but since those Facebook stores would be hosted with that company, and there might be limitations. For example, some of them have tiered pricing, so if you're listing, like for example, the entry-level plan might limit you to a certain amount of items that you can list, and you may have to pay more to list more items. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to show you how to set up a Facebook store with a web host of your choice. You can use, you will need also a domain name, and in the future you will need an SSL certificate, because that will become a requirement on Facebook pretty soon. I'm actually using WordPress for this Facebook store. Some of you may be asking yourself, why WordPress? Well, I'm actually using WordPress because it's, first of all, it's easy to use. Many web hosts offer it one-click installations, so if you're not all that good with installing software and programs and all this stuff, and also WordPress is actually free, so you know, if you choose a web host that offers one-click WordPress installations, you basically install WordPress, and there you go. From there, you just follow the rest of my video, and you can have a Facebook store up and running in minutes. Now, I also have this in a written format, this what I'm going to show you in this video, and you can view the written format at creatingawebstore.com. So right now I'm going to actually show you the site that I'm going to be using for this Facebook store. It's actually my test site, iSafePlaza.com. And I'm using WordPress because it uses responsive web design. For those of you that are not familiar with responsive web design, what it basically does is the theme adjusts to the browser size. See, for example, here in the right column I have my recent posts, archives, categories, etc. As I adjust the size of my browser, you will see how the right column has moved to the bottom. This is very important for our Facebook store because we need a design that actually adapts to the size of the Facebook canvas, and WordPress works great for that. So what I'm going to do is I actually have another theme set up. I'm going to pretend that I own a bakery, and I'm actually going to create a store that basically sells cupcakes. So you can use any type of theme as long as it's responsive. You can actually visit WordPress.org and click on themes, and here you can view a bunch of themes that they have. Some are free, some are paid. There are also other sites that offer themes, and you can choose something that you like. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to change this theme so that you can see what it looks like. This is what my it's actually called Buttercream. I'm going to activate this theme. I also have something slightly more elegant. This also uses responsive web design, and WordPress is actually very simple to use, which that's another thing that I like about it. It also has a ton of plugins, which is another reason why I'm using WordPress for this Facebook store, but I'll get to that in a minute. But as you can see here, we can customize our theme. So even if the theme isn't exactly what you're looking for, you can pretty much adjust a lot of this stuff. You can change the colors, you can change the header image, you can even remove the header image if you'd like, so that it doesn't take up as much screen space, especially since it's embedded in a Facebook canvas, which is actually an iframe. And another reason why I'm using WordPress is actually because this way, if you're not very good with programming and all that stuff, this is a simple way to do this. You can even choose a background image. You can set the position on that background image. and there's a lot that you can do with it. So I'm just going to leave this theme as is, and now you can view what my site would look like. This is how it actually looks, and this is what people will see in my Facebook store. And now I just wanted to get back to the plugins thing that I was telling you about. Remember how I said that in the future SSL certificates will be a requirement on Facebook? Well, luckily WordPress has a lot of plugins. You see, by default WordPress does not have an option for SSL certificates like HTTPS connections. Well, in the future you can actually use this plugin. For example, you can actually use other plugins that work with SSL, but in this case I actually use I'm going to show you what I use right now. I use WordPress HTTPS, and with it you can decide which parts of your store actually uses SSL, an SSL connection. In my case, I'm using HostGator for this test site, so I only have a shared SSL certificate. Unfortunately, I've tested a shared SSL certificate on Facebook, and for some reason they're not accepting them. I don't know exactly why, so I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but this is why you will need to purchase an SSL certificate, so that, for example, my domain is iSafe Plaza. If people visit the HTTPS version, the domain remains the same, and from what I've seen, this is what would work on Facebook. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to go to developers.facebook.com. Again, this information can be found on my website, creatingawebstore.com. And we're going to click on the apps link. So as you can see, I already created an app a couple of days ago. So I'm going to be editing the app. In your case, if you're creating a new app, you will want to click the Create New App button. Pretty much the same information is displayed on both of these pages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Edit App. And I'm not going to cover most of these fields because if you hover over the question mark, you get an explanation, and I'm trying to save you time here, so I will try to keep this video as brief as possible. App domains, this is an important field, and this is where you will be entering the domain name of where your app can be found. In my case, it's isafeplaza.com. The canvas URL, this is actually the URL from where the Facebook app is being pulled, the website from which the Facebook app is being pulled. So I have it set up as isafeplaza.com, and for the page tab URL, same thing, the domain where the app is found. You can also enter in a secure canvas URL if you have an SSL certificate at this time, which would be the HTTPS version, same for the secure page tab URL. And as you can see, this will be a requirement pretty soon, so you will need to do this eventually. Sandbox mode, I have it enabled. This basically hides your Facebook app from the public. This is important and comes in handy while you're working on the app. So I'm going to leave all of this set up as it is right now. And fluid canvas width is fluid, canvas height is fluid. Again, this is where that responsive web design comes in handy, because fluid basically means that it takes up the whole screen, it stretches. So since we're using responsive web design, the theme actually stretches to the canvas size. So after you have done that, you click Save Changes, and now what we're going to do is we're actually going to view our Facebook store. I already have this open in another window, and as you can see, this is what my Facebook store looks like on Facebook. Now, there are some modifications that we have to make, because as you can see, I already installed a Google Wallet button. But when you now, not all payment providers might do this, but for example, if you're using a Google Wallet button or a PayPal button, you can pretty much use any other payment provider, for example, Moneybookers or anything else. Some of them may when you click on the button, it may actually open the window within the, it may actually open up the site within the same window. But if you click on the button, you will see it doesn't work because for some reason Facebook blocks that window or that page from loading. It's probably because it's a domain name that we don't have set up as an app domain. I'm not exactly sure, but you cannot put in I've tried it, and similar to how I said you cannot put in HostGator for the shared SSL certificate, you cannot put in Google either. So what we'll actually need to do is we will actually need to open up a new window when we click on the button. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually edit this post right here. And I'm going to show you how you can add an attribute to the form tag so that the button opens up in a new window. Keep in mind that I'm also going to show you a couple of other methods that we can set up our store with. For example, I created an article, I wrote an article a couple of days ago about e-commerce plugins for WordPress. We can use some of these plugins, and we can make adjustments to the code, or there are actually plugins that work with affiliate products, and what we can actually do is we can use that, and we can have our Facebook store display our items, but when people actually click on the item, they will be redirected to another site. So if you have another site where you're selling the items, people will be redirected from the Facebook page to that store to actually purchase the item, which is actually, so it's sort of like they'll be browsing your items on Facebook, but they'll actually be placing their orders on your main site. Also, there are some other plugins that we can use to sort of change the behavior of our store so that it works a little better with Facebook. And I'm going to show you a bunch of these methods that we can use, and you basically decide which one works best for you, and that's how you can set up your store. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to edit this article, and I'm going to show you the code that I'm going to enter into the form tag, the attribute actually that I'm going to add to the form tag so that the button triggers a new window. Again, this can be found on my website, creatingawebstore.com. Okay, so let's make adjustments to this article and make it look a little more like a product listing, and let's get this Google Wallet button to work. We're going to want to make the changes on our site rather than on Facebook. So I'm going to go to my iSavePlaza.com website, and I'm going to click on the edit link here. Of course, if you're creating a article from scratch, you're going to want to do that. If you haven't used WordPress before, you'll want to familiarize yourself with WordPress prior to doing any of what I'm about to show you here. So I'm going to give this post a title. I'll name it 1 dozen cupcakes. And I'm going to insert an image here so that people can see what is being offered for sale. And I already uploaded cupcakes, an image of cupcakes a while ago, so I'm going to insert that into the post, and I'm going to give it a short description. And I'm going to give it a price. Hopefully $12.99 sounds about right. It sounds actually a little not like much. I'm not in the cupcake business, so I don't know what cupcakes go for, but I'll give this a little bit of color. And now for the button, we're going to analyze the source. So we're going to click on the text tab, and as you can see here, the target is set to self, which basically means that when you click on the button, the website opens within the same window. Now what we will need to do is we will need to change the target from self to target equals and then quotation mark underscore blank quotation mark. Now if the button you're using, like for example PayPal, might not have the target attribute already added to the form tag, you will basically need to add the target attribute yourself. So again, it's target equals quotation mark underscore blank and then another quotation mark. This information can be found written on my website, creatingawebstore.com, and that article will probably come in handy to reference while you're working on your store. Since this was a little bit of a test button that I added earlier, I'm actually going to create a new button, and I already have my Sandbox Google wallet site open. The Sandbox is basically for testing. Obviously, when you go live with your site, you will want to use the live button generator. Now, PayPal has a similar button generator, and I'm sure other payment providers have them as well. So I have a basic button here. This is what my button will look like. The name, 1 dozen cupcakes, price $12.99, and description I'll leave it the same. And now we're going to click on the Create Button Code button. And now we're going to copy the form and we're going to paste it here. And again, remember that target attribute, we change it to blank. And we click on Update. And now we're going to view our Facebook store. Oh, and by the way, please excuse all these notices, errors, etc. This is the test site, and I don't really have much time to keep up to date with a lot of these plugins. So I just leave it at that. Obviously, on your live site, you will want to maintain it a little better than I maintain my test site here. So let's click refresh on this browser. Okay, so here is our listing. As you can see, we have a lot of white space here. I don't know if this white space would also get displayed on Internet Explorer, but in this case what I need to do is I need to sort of bunch up this code a little more, like so. See that? So now when we click on the button, we get our screen for buttons, for cupcakes right here. So now people can basically purchase our cupcakes, and you can get ready to ship them. Now, there are other ways of doing this, and I'm going to show you some of the other methods. So let's go back to our site. So now one of the other methods that we can use is we can forget about the payment provider, and we can actually just link to our other store, the store where we actually sell our products. And what we can do is we can insert a buy now image here. As you can see, I already uploaded one earlier, and I'm going to resize this. And I found the site selling cupcakes earlier, so I'll just use this link. And I'm going to link the button. For some strange reason, WordPress gives me a bunch of errors if I try to delete this by not actually backspacing all the way. Let me insert the URL, buy now, and make sure that you tick the box open link in a new window. Click on update. Let me check the source code to make sure that everything went through okay. Yes, everything did go through okay, but I need to clean up this form. For some strange reason, this HTML editor doesn't delete things properly, but when you're actually, if you insert the link, the image from the beginning, it should work, and maybe on Internet Explorer things work a little better. So I'll just update this post, And now I'm going to go back to Facebook, and I'm going to refresh this. And as you can see now, our Buy Now button is there, and when we click it, we're taken to the Kentucky Cupcake.com website. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our admin panel, and I'm going to show you how you can use plugins to actually insert buttons a little faster. Here are a couple of payment button generators that I found. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Simple Cart and Buy Now button generator. Actually, no, this is the... Actually, I'm going to use the PayPal shortcode button generator. There's actually one that I found for Google that actually works, and it's supposed to create the target blank attribute. It gives you an option to choose between target blank or target self, but for some reason when I choose the target blank option, it does not work. I think there's a bug in the plugin. So I'll just use the PayPal Shortcodes plugin here, and I'll show you how you can edit the plugin so that the target blank actually inserts automatically each time you insert a button in your posts. So we're going to go to plugins. You may have to add the plugins, so add new if that's the case. Me, I already tested a bunch of them. As you can see, I have a bunch of plugins here. So I actually have to use the search function on my browser to find the plugin because there are so many of them. And I'm going to activate that, and right here on active, if I click, and when I look at the PayPal shortcode plugin, if I click edit, I can actually see the source code for this page here for the code that the developer created. So what I can do is I can actually search for the form tag, and as you can see, I found it here, and I can just edit the source code, and I can add the target blank to it. And I'm going to check to see if there are any other forms, and here's another one, which I'm glad I checked. And I'm going to update this file. And now when I actually insert the shortcode into my posts, which the shortcode looks something like this, I think in the README file you can see it. Just keep in mind that if you make any changes to your source code here, that if the plugin has an update, and if you update the plugin, that your changes will disappear. So you will have to do this again. You will have to update the files again. So as you can see, this is what the shortcode would look like. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go back to my posts, and I'm going to once again edit this this post, and I'm going to go to text here, and I'm going to delete this link, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter the PayPal shortcode and $12.99, and I'm going to, for the name, I'm going to enter in that 1 dozen cupcakes thing. And now I'm going to click on update, and that button will be added. We're going to go back to my Facebook store, and we're going to click on refresh, and as you can see, there's the PayPal button. And now when I click on it, it's actually going to open up PayPal in a new window. See? So that's one way of doing it. And then the other way that I mentioned earlier is you can use one of these other plugins, the all-in-one shopping cart solutions. Like for example, WP e-commerce has an affiliate products link thing going here. So I already have WP e-commerce, the plugin installed. So what I'm going to do is I at one point created a listing for sneakers when I made another video, and I'm going to edit this, And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, right here where it says offsite product link, I'm going to enter in an external link, and again I'm going to choose open link in a new window. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to search Amazon for some sneakers, and let's make pretend I own Amazon. And let's see here. And okay, well, it doesn't have to be exact. It's only for testing purposes. So what we're going to do is we're going to enter in this external link. And we're going to update this. And see, now this is our listing, and what we're going to do is we're going to go to our Facebook page, and we're going to see this in our Facebook page. But before we can do that, you will notice that right now we have our post displaying in our Facebook page, because that's basically what is being pulled by Facebook. Of course, you can change your front page for your WordPress site, and with the new method you're going to have to delete the post, so that you don't want people to, you also have to rearrange some of these links so that people don't come across pages you don't want them to come across, because you don't want to give them a dead end. So what we're going to do is our product page, I'm going to go back to the Facebook app, and what I will do is I will change the canvas URL to the product page, and I'm going to click Save Changes. So changes have been saved, and now we're going to go back to our Facebook app page, and we're going to refresh, and now our product is being pulled in by Facebook. So when we click on this sneakers, actually I should have named this Buy Now or something like that. If you click on it, it will open up our site, my site, Amazon. So now what we just keep in mind again, when you actually create these listings, if you're using any of these plugins, make sure that any external links are opened up in new windows, as I showed you earlier here, right here where it says open link in a new window. If one of the plugins does not have this option, you would want to look into options, plugins that actually do offer the option. If not, I'm going to show you another little trick. So the other option, and this is the last trick that I'm going to show you, is we can actually make the transaction take place on our site, but what we can do is we can open the shopping cart in a new window. But it's a little tricky, because you have to make sure that you can find that the shopping cart actually has a path that you can control and link to. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to delete the external link, delete the link text, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a menu, and I'm going to name it shopping cart. I don't know why, but when I first installed WP e-commerce, this menu actually showed up, but now I have to do it manually. So let me just do that. Maybe it's because I changed my theme. So I'm going to add this, save the menu, and then for the location I'm going to put the shopping cart in the header. So wait, there we go. That's weird. This is what they consider a header. So now the reason I'm going to link to open this in a new window is because if we actually access all these links through Facebook, when the person that's checking out gets to the payment button page, those payment buttons won't trigger a new window, and therefore they will not be able to complete their payment. And I figured it's easier to just open up the checkout page in a new window rather than examine, for example, the code of WP e-commerce and actually edit the form fields. And WP e-commerce also seems to update frequently, so you'll have to keep updating all those files over and over and over again. So what I did is I found a plugin that actually lets you specify which links you would like to open up in a new window. And that plugin is called Open External Links in a New Window. And if you go to settings here, what you can do is you can actually specify, for example, paths to which you would like opened in a new window, for example. So you see how WP e-commerce actually uses a unique path for the checkout page. You see how it's /checkout/. What we will do is right here where it says force links to open in a new window, if they match, we will type in /checkout/ and hit save changes. And now when we go back to our Facebook app and we refresh and we click on the checkout link right here, it will open up in a new window and we will be able to check out our sneakers right through this page on our site rather than within the Facebook canvas. But again, just be careful when using this method, because there may be some links that you're not aware of that people can click and then end up on the checkout page through the iframe, and then when they get to the payment buttons, they won't be able to pay because the payment buttons won't trigger a new window. But this is a great way to do it because especially with plugins that generate payment buttons automatically, and especially plugins that have many different payment providers that you can choose from. This way you can give your buyers more than one option to use to pay for the item. So again, make sure that those pages have a unique path. For example, the way the checkout page here has checkout as the path, very important. A unique path, enter in that path into the force links in a new window field, and you're good to go. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more e-commerce related videos.